assessed valuation. Made the observation, which is also accurate, that Griffith's numbers are 1.3027. I'm reading right from the document. I didn't make this up. And the second one was Hammond at 1.7027, and Munster's 1.3230. Absolutely correct. My only point in making this observation, and I'm sure if he thought about it, he might have made the observation, that in the case of Griffith, that was suffering, liable for, the operating referendum that passed in May of 2022, which impacts tax rate. Obviously, he knows that. We all know that. The second one was Hammond at 1.7027. That was impacted by an operating passage of a referendum in November 2017, as well as a capital referendum in November of 2017, which impacts the number of 1.7027. And the last one is Munster. They passed so many referendums I can't keep track of them. But the one I think I'm referencing more than anything is the operating referendum of May 2023, and they had passed previously capital referendums, which is different than a operating referendum. And for anybody in the audience who's not familiar with this, the importance of referendums passed by voters is that they are going to be not subject to the 1%, 2%, and 3% property tax cap limit. Thank you.
Thank you. I agree. All right, we'll move on to the minutes for the April 16th meeting.
Mr. President?
Yes.
I move to approve the minutes as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Kroll.
Support.
Thank you, Mr. Kuva. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Actually, I'm going to pause there. I'm going to abstain since I was not present for the April meeting, which you still have enough votes to pass that. So, motion carries. Superintendent's report.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. A couple things. First of all, we've been doing some school spotlights, so in a minute I'm going to have Mr. Jack come up and give us a little info. We've been swearing that they have to keep under 5 minutes, but we'll see if Mr. Jack can or not. We'll check. Some of you students can tell me if he can stay under 5 minutes. They're all smiling, Mr. Jack. So, before I do that, just a couple general remarks. First of all, thank you, students, staff, community, parents, for a great school year. I've said this before, of course, we were disappointed we didn't pass a referendum. I was very nervous about going into this year. Everyone has really pulled together, worked really hard together, and I appreciate everyone's efforts. And thank you for a great year. Good luck to our seniors as they move on. Once a Trojan, always a Trojan. You're always welcome to come back. We appreciate all that. Good luck to our retirees who are moving on to other things in their lives. I'm a little jealous, but congratulations to those. You're also welcome back. And good luck to our sports teams as they finish up. We have a couple of teams still left participating. I know there's a regional tonight for girls track and boys on Thursday, and softball still, and baseball, and I'm sure I'm missing anything. Tennis is over, so golf. Yeah, golf's another big one. Yeah. So good luck to all our sports teams. That said, I'll invite Mr. Zach up, and it's yours.
Give you a moment when you give me a microphone. Although these guys were test 5 minutes is difficult for me to maintain here. If you watch my daily announcements, they exceed that on a regular basis.
In my opinion, you did good this year.
I did good on time this year. Even Brian wanted to get
I love the clarification. He did not comment on content. Strictly on time.
So I just want to bring some stats that I don't normally get to talk to you about. I know in a couple weeks we have graduation where we get to celebrate our senior darlings and talk about their statistics, but some of the things I don't normally get to share with you, but I want to share with you today. Like National Honor Society, we were able to induct 36 new members this year, so that's a nice positive number. World Language Honor Society, we had 69 new inductees there. For the first time ever, Highland High School has been recognized from Project Leading Way as a distinguished high school. This recognition means that we are, empowering students to thrive in an evolving world and achieving exemplary results from all of our PLCW classes, not just within the tech area. So we want to throw that out there. It's a nice shout out for all of our staff and students and their hard work there. Looking back at our SAT results that we've had this past year, out of 201 testers, our Highland High School average was above the state and the national average. That our average was 969 as far as the score goes. The state was 940, and the national average is 951, so we exceeded those. And both, as well as independently, the math as well as the English and written language scores. If you want those, they were 478 for us. The state was 460, and the national average was 466 in math. And on the English end, it was 491 for Highland High School, 480 for the state, and 485 for the national. So we were above on all of that. The really exciting part from my end was to see that of those 201 testers, we had 12% of 25 students score 1,200 or higher. And we had one kid in the 1,400s. And like, this is awesome when you think about this is the class that, as their freshman year, were COVID babies, if you will. I mean, that's just amazing.
How many again? How many 1,200 plus?
We had 25.
Wow.
That were 1,200 plus. So I was like, that's
And a 1400. And a 1400.
And a 1,400 in there.
Not too shabby.
So, no, not bad at all. Some little tidbits for the seniors. We had our Dollars for Scholars Awards today, and some of you were there for that. We had 37 recipients for that, for a grand total of $129,750 donated to those 37 recipients. Some of them got a 4-year scholarship, some got a 2-year scholarship, everyone got at least a 1 year. But in total, that's an amazing amount of money, in my opinion, that goes to our seniors and the trust that people are putting into and investing into our youth. And then our honors awards, which I did see some people here from that as well. I just want to throw that out there. That's for people that are 3.5 GPA or higher. 53 out of 222 students total. So about 24% of our student populations are 3.5 or higher. And that's just a lot for these guys. Like I said, when I refer them as the COVID babies, when we were dealing with mask mandates, when we were dealing with, were we virtual, were we in person, based on their decision and their comfort level with their families, this is an achievement for them to be able to do that. I could be proud of them. So, this is where we're at as far as the state of the school. And 3 more days, please, help me.
That's crazy.
And in 2 weeks, we say adieu to all our seniors now. Some of them are here and they're looking at me like they can't wait. All right. Any questions for me?
One comment. So this week, last week, senior walks. This is going to count towards his time. So.
Okay. We did senior walks last week for 2 schools, and then this week we did the other 2 schools. Monday we did, I want to say,
Southridge and Warren.
Southridge, and then we did Johnston and Warren last Thursday.
They're fantastic. I mean, that's a wonderful tradition that we have established that we're continuing on. To see the cadet, how many cadet teachers do we have in here? Wow. We've got like a standing ovation from the kids, right? Yeah, right? That was a loaded question. So it was crazy. I mean, the kids go absolutely crazy when you guys get announced. And it's so cool to watch. The feeling's got to be awesome. Nobody's ever cheered for me like that. Maybe you guys do at the end of this meeting, but
Probably not.
it's just a great tradition, and to celebrate our own in the schools, and for them to go back, to see the smiles on the teachers' faces, and to see the teachers look up at everybody, because you all grew like 3.5 feet since the last time they saw you. It's really cool. So I know you probably went to one this week, last week, and yeah, it's really cool. Any other questions?
Mr. Jack?
Thank you, Mr. Jack.
Thank you.
Thanks. Anything else for Superintendent?
No, that's it. Thank you.
All right, that'll take us to board reports. Ms. Gomez.
Yes, I attended the NISEC school board meeting on May 8th. There wasn't a lot to cover. We had a few resignations and appointments. We anticipate more, as everyone does at the end of the school year. If you have ongoing business with NISEC or Eagle Park, they will have limited office hours this summer, so just something to keep in mind, call ahead. The best part of the meeting, which is always the best part of any meeting there, we were able to honor for teacher appreciation. They had a lot of the honorees, people who were nominated by their peers or their supervisors, come in and just had a blurb read about them, and so many of them were from Highland. So I'm so proud to be up there looking at our Highland teachers who work for NISEC, and just, they do amazing work. And so it's great to have them there, it's great to be able to honor them, and we appreciate them.
Mr. Kuba?
Nothing to report, Mr. President.
Thank you. Mr. Kroll?
The Park Department met last Thursday, pretty typical meeting, just approval of claims and payroll dockets. The saga of the Brantwood Playground continues. Now that it's dried out, hopefully they get to work on it, but there's so much rain every time they dug a hole to put concrete in, it fills with water. So hopefully they'll have that soon. And then redevelopment met last night, and there was an overview of the allocation areas and overlapping tax units. So I'll leave a gift for you, Ms. Adams, and Dr. Smith, sorry.
Thank you.
Of course, you could read through it if you want, so.
Hard time sleeping tonight, I'll check that out.
Fascinating.
Last week I had the Highland Griffith Chamber, the RDA, presented, focused on the work that they've been doing, talking about the double track with the South Shore line and the Westlake Corridor. Westlake Corridor should be done, I think they said in a year, maybe a year and a half. So that's exciting. Double track, I know the ribbon cutting I think was a week or two ago, and I think they had some logistics issues right out the gate, but it sounds like that's going well. The big news was the feasibility study for Convention Center, which identified new locations that were updated compared to the last time the county did that. You may remember that this past General Assembly session, they did put some state money behind a community wanting to do a convention center that is specifically geared to help Lake County. So one of the top 5 locations was the Hammond-Highland border at Kennedy Avenue. So it's up to the municipality to put in a proposal. I think those proposals are due in June or July. The Hard Rock was one, behind Best Buy in Maryville was one, and I don't recall what the other 2 were. All those plans are on the RDA website, so just interesting. We were not, the Highland-Hammond border was not one of the identified locations last time they did the feasibility study, so that was interesting. All right, then we'll move on to financials. Ms. Adams.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Letter A is the treasurer report. A copy of that report was included in your board packet. I'm requesting approval as presented.
Motion approved, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kuba.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. That takes us to vouchers.
A copy of the final voucher docket was also included in your board packet. I recommend that the docket be approved as well.
Thank you.
So moved, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kroll.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Donations, please.
Okay, the high school received donation from Pleasant View. It was a donation valued at $30.60 for the honors breakfast. A donation from Vivian Cleary for $50 for girls tennis. Victor Garcia, $28 for girls tennis. Sun and Shade Heating and Cooling, $300 was paid directly to the caterer for the class of 2024. Michael and Sandra Huseman, $100, boys basketball. Thomas and Catherine Samples, $150, boys basketball. Enterprise Battery Corp., $100, boys basketball. Industrial Battery, $100, boys basketball. Custom by Boss Incorporated, $250, boys basketball. McFarland Homes, $500, boys basketball. Barnyard Bill, $50, boys basketball. Goodfellows Club, $100, boys basketball. And for the middle school, we had a donation from BFW, Post 1109, $100 to go to their student council. I recommend approval of those donations.
Thank you.
Mr. President, motion to approve the donation.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez. Support. Thank you, Mr. Kuba. Any discussion?
Yes. I'm taking over at the request of Ms. Ballard this evening to just thank everyone for their donations. I hope she can hear me on there. I'll try to speak very loudly. Again, we appreciate everyone and every corporation who has donated. It really says something about our community that we are able to get these donations for all the things they need. I know that times are tough. around the sports community in Highland. So it is always great to see these donations roll in, and a donation from one of our own as well. So we appreciate you.
Yeah, take my wife, Monica, I have no idea what that's for. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. That will take us to property casualty and school board legal insurance policies.
Okay, we are requesting approval of the following liability insurance policies for the 2024-2025 school year at a total package cost of $373,983 versus $351,036 last year. We are recommending a switch from Selective Insurance to Church Mutual. We've experienced a few difficult years due to high worker compensation claims. Our annual premium this year will be $103,739 versus $92,789 last year. And there's the breakdown of all of those. We request your approval for the 24-25 insurance recommendations.
Motion to approve, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Kuba.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez. Any discussion?
Can I make a comment, Mr. President?
Absolutely.
I would just say, this last year was actually a good year. It does take 2 or 3 years of trend to even out. I think we're doing a really good job with workers' comp. The trend around the country, too, is for the rates to be 12, 13, 14% increase. So for it to be 6.5%, we were not shocked by that. We were actually kind of surprised by that. We did jump to another company. They're a very good company, and our deductible, if we have any claims, went from $25,000 down to $5,000. So that will save us some money if we do have to make a claim this year too, because the policy starts June 1st of this year. So.
Am I also reading this right, that the renewal premium would have been more expensive with Selective as compared to Church?
Yes.
So even though it's more expensive year over year, switching still saves us money?
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. President, if I may, just to be clear, so we're actually approving 4 different policies, correct?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Okay, so the way the proposal was made, we're good with that? We didn't, I guess I wasn't paying close attention. We didn't just approve workman's comp, right? We didn't propose.
motion was for all.
No, it was for all.
Awesome. Seasoned veteran that you are, Mr. Kuba. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. AED purchase.
Okay, this is Andrea Warner. She's the coordinator of nursing services here at the school town. She's requesting your approval to replace our AEDs throughout the corporation since all of our machines are over 10 years old. She is recommending that we go with a company called Training Concepts in the amount of $35,265 as the lowest and best bid. This purchase will be funded through the ESSER 3 grant.
Thank you.
Motion approved, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kuba.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez. Any discussion?
Mr. President, yeah, just real quick, the old units, do those get recycled? Do you know how they?
She's going to sell them back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even
Thank you.
better.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we've used these
A lot.
a lot. I mean, and I don't know, I was watching a story a few weeks ago, I don't even remember what it was on, talking about the necessity of immediate care when someone goes, I mean, we saw Mar Hamlin, we've seen it, all over, but that's even happened at our high school, so I think this is great that they're doing it.
Yeah, in my 11 years, I know of 3 different times for sure we've used them. The latest being Mr. Barczek saving his life. Mrs. Rees-Rzuski's brother-in-law, you remember, at our gym in line at the concessions. That's how we brought him back, took him to the hospital. Unfortunately, passed to the hospital, but we were able to get him back here. And I think, was it Alex Brown at Berkeley when they were playing basketball for that league?
That's right.
We had
Forgot
pulled
about
him,
that.
they grabbed him off the wall, and that was an after-hours thing, but they were on the wall. And these new ones, I will make a comment that they actually talk to you. If you're not doing them, they tell you what to do. That's how good they, if you're not quite positioning them, they tell you. So I appreciate you doing this, because this could really save lives. The old ones did. So.
And they're making them better now, so it's not as costly to replace all the pads and that sort of thing. So it's a real good investment.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Middle school lab upgrade purchase, I'm excited about this.
Okay, Mrs. Nora Kispricky, Coordinator of Instructional Technology, is requesting your approval to update the middle school lab to house the new Project Lead the Way course offering. She's recommending that we go with a company called Moss for the purchase of 32 notebook computers based on the lowest and the best bid of $54,016. This purchase will also be funded through the ESSER 3 grant. Thank you, Mr. Erdelet.
Just a middleman. So moved, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kroll.
Support, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kuba. Any discussion?
So real quick, the ESSER grant,
It's CARES 3.
is it right? Just confirm. Thank you.
Yeah, they give them all kinds of
Yeah.
names.
Thank you.
Will this be used for more classes or different classes or just upgrading like what we currently have going on?
All the above. So they're upgrading their lab and some of the new courses they are going to be offering with engineering essentials, intro to computer science are going to need some of that new equipment. So that's going to be offered to all 8th graders. So which is a dual credit high school
Very cool.
course credit.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I have something else in my book here, but that's not,
It's actually in the agenda
Yeah.
after building and grounds.
oh,
Yeah, the alternative service agreement.
yeah. Do we need a motion to move the agenda around? It's just a typo, that's all it is.
Yeah, just after special services for an
Unless,
action item.
unless we're putting this under special services.
Yeah, that's what.
I guess it is, since it's not
Yeah.
financial. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm sorry. So, well, let's move on to special services. Buildings and grounds.
A copy of that report was included in your board packet. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Dr. Smith, actually, sorry, Mr. President,
Yeah.
ask Dr. Smith a question.
You didn't tell me you were going to do this.
My favorite question.
Yeah. How the tennis courts?
When are they going to finish the tennis court?
Great question. They are doing the final coating. It's called Leslie's coating. They're putting it on tomorrow.
I may weep openly.
Yeah. Yeah. Takes about a week because they do 3 coatings. They have to dry each time. And then
I'll give it a week.
Yeah.
I'll shed tears in the
Well, at least they're going to be done before tennis season is officially over.
Yeah.
Even though our teams are done.
Some teams will be playing for the state
Yeah.
when it's going.
If anybody's curious, they did not put a bid in for the Parks Department tennis court.
Good.
That's probably why it's...
Probably why.
Super surprised by that.
Anything else?
Thank you, Dr. Smith.
You're welcome.
Okay, so that moves us to NICEAG Alternative Services Agreements Resolution.
Okay, the administration is requesting the board to approve the resolution concerning the alternative services agreement with the Indiana Department of Education and private education agencies. This resolution gives NICEAG the authority to secure alternative service plans involving private education agencies after consultation with the superintendent. The law requires NICEAG to finalize and approve the services within 15 days of application. Upon entering into a service contract, NICEAG will forward to the superintendent the contract for board approval at the next regularly scheduled meeting.
Thank you.
Motion to approve, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kuba.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. We'll take us to curriculum. Dr. Erdeleg.
Nothing to report at this time. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Personnel.
Yeah, may take a minute. 3 pages. Retirement resignations. The following are retirements and effective May 24, 2024. Dan Richardson, 48 years, science teacher, high school. Doreen Kitchell, 28 years of service, elementary teacher, Johnston Elementary. Aline Burdine, 37 years, music teacher, Johnson Warren, and other schools. Amy Ogrintz, 40 total years, elementary teacher, latest Johnston. Greg Jasek, 37 years, music teacher, Merkley Southridge. Michelle Jansich, 21 years, elementary teacher, Southridge. The following are resignations for effective May 24, 2024. Dale Becker, science teacher, high school. Abigail Kropner, student council co-sponsor at the high school. Eric Miller, assistant varsity football coach at the high school. Michelle Schrader, instructional aide at Warren. Reese Brzezinski, department chair at the high school. Cicely Pierce, dependent care aide for the corporation. Michael Zanstra, science teacher at the high school. Sherry Strickett, instruction aide at Merkley. And Sherja Alva, English teacher at the high school. Carrie Steenson, social studies teacher at the high school. Tammy Paskowitz, instructional aide at Merkley. Stacy Mitchell, bus driver for the corporation. Zach Pizer is the sophomore class co-sponsor for the high school. And Corey Keist, girls basketball coach, Southridge, for the 24-25 school year. I so recommend.
Thank you. I'd entertain a motion to approve the retirements and resignations as presented in your board book.
So moved, Mr. President. Support, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. I just made that change. We had Schrader was May 3rd on our board book, not May 24th.
Yes, thank you.
Any discussion?
And we caught Cheryl.
Yeah, first of all, for the,
We'll do that. There's
Yes.
another page at the back. We'll do that. We'll catch up with those. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
no
Yeah.
problem. The congratulations to the 6 retirees. Wish you very well, and I'm going to say we're probably going to see some of them back here from time to time. And there's one of them that I actually had as a teacher, Mr. Richardson, when I was a freshman at Highland. So when I see that, I'm like, wow, I didn't realize he was here. I mean, I did 48 years. That's a lot of service to the town and everything, to the school town. So wish all 4 very well. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Yeah, I'd just like to echo what Mr. Kuba said. Thank you to the retirees. I mean, they've put in so much of their time, worked with so many of you taught my kids, maybe a reason to why you're retiring. You don't have to say it right now, we're out loud, but we know. No, they've given so much in and out of the classroom, so I hope they have an amazing retirement, and we appreciate your many years of service.
Thank you. All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Takes us to appointments and transfers.
Yes, these are for the 24-25 school year, unless read differently. Nicholas Esky, appointment as an English teacher, ML teacher, and boys and girls head swim coach for the high school. Lauren Makarakis, appointment as the science teacher at the high school. Eric Paulson, appointment as a music teacher, elementary. David Bowman, appointment as a science teacher at the high school. I'm going to leave this last name to the end because I want to talk about him. Angela Paschal, appointment as the assistant cheer coach at the high school. Megan Olzanski, appointment as the head dance coach at the high school. Kyle Wolf, James McCormick, Carson Crow, Hunter Hudnall, and Anthony O'Hare, appointments as assistant varsity football coaches at the high school. Austin Pizer, appointment as the volunteer baseball coach at the high school. Julia Anto and Heather Chirilla, appointments as the JV head volleyball coach and freshman volleyball coach at the high school. Katie McCorrell and Stephanie Snertsky, appointments as JV head soccer coach and volunteer girls soccer coach at the high school. Alejandro Madrigal, appointment as a volunteer boys tennis coach at the high school. Sarah Zernja, appointment as a volunteer boys cross country at the high school. Andrea Cunningham and Sierra Lee, appointments as the girls cross country coach and volunteer cross country coach at the high school. Angel Blankenship, appointment as the varsity cheer coach at the high school. Layla Fryaxel, appointed as a JV dance coach at the high school. Lisa Kelly Dan Cochran, Becca Classic, and Erica Bazan, appointments as pre-K summer school teachers at Johnston, June 3rd through July 11th, 2024. Greg Zubrecki, Jessica Bliss, Lindsay Rosie, appointment as IREAD remediation teachers at Johnston, May 28th through June 7th, 2024. Janine Fleischman, Stacy Steele, Lisa Steffen, appointment as IREAD instructional remediation aides at Johnston, May 28th through June 7th, 2024. Jenny Gordon and Kelly Hayes, appointments as summer school ELA middle school teachers, May 28th through June 27th, 2024. Annie Bax and Sarah Littrell, appointments as summer school math at the middle school, May 28th through June 27, 2024. Teresa Cox, Jack Bosold, Abigail Kropner, and Donald Lyles, appointment as summer school credit recovery teachers at the high school, May 28 through June 27, 2024. Alicia Riviera and Jeff Tarosi, appointments, summer school credit recovery aides at the high school, June 3rd through June 27, 2024. Elijah Amos, appointment as a substitute custodian for the corporation, April 18, 2024. Teresa Schmidt, transferred from a 4-hour part-time custodian to a full-time evening custodian from Johnson to the high school, June 3rd, 2024. Bryson Fulkerson, transfer sub-custodian to a 4-hour part-time custodian at Johnson, June 3rd, 2024. Barbara Light, appointment, dependent care aide, Southbridge, May 13, 2024. Let's see if we can do a few more. The late ones are appointments, right? Sienna Lovelace Chandler, appointment as a music teacher at the elementary for the 24-25 school year. Evan Haas, appointment as JV boys soccer coach at the high school, 2024-25 school year. And Eric Algie, appointment as the volunteer boys cross country coach at the high school, 2024-25 school year. I will add there was a resignation, Cheryl Ruttman, the elementary school, Johnson, May 24, 2024. And then finally,
Nope.
did I miss one? Who did I miss?
Megan
Another.
Schubert.
Fourth appointment.
Mr.
Fifth
Teacher.
appointment.
She's,
Fourth appointment.
Yep, gotcha.
she's not working.
Oh, is that one scratched? We've got the old book.
That was the one we scratched. Yep, sorry, we scratched that one. That music teacher.
Right.
And then finally, the last one that I left off, because he is here today, and I want to introduce him in a minute. And maybe we'll do that after, if you approve him. Hopefully you will approve him. I'm asking you to approve him. Ben Geffert, transfer and appointment as a PE teacher and from the middle school to the high school, and head football coach at our high school for the 24-25 school year. I so recommend.
Thank you.
Could you say it like Zach Pizer said it?
Let's get ready to rumble. No.
Motion approved, Mr. President.
Trojan.
Thank you,
Second.
Ms. Kuba. Thank you,
Second.
Ms. Gomez. Any discussion?
Let's give Coach some time to talk. Let's recruit.
My discussion, I would like to say, I'm an old football guy, coached in the Fort Wayne area for a while before I went to administration. I'm excited, hats off to Coach Koulianos and his staff. They did a fantastic job for Highland, and good luck to him at Lake Central. But I'm pumped up with Coach Geffert. I followed him. I told him this story, and I'm going to say it out loud. A few years ago, we were playing Griffith, and we had a good team, and we were ready to just go in there and smash Griffith. And I was pumped up and went over there, and I was standing near their turf, and he proceeded to just hammer us. And then I thought, we'll get him the next year. He hammered us again. And I thought, man, if we ever get a chance to get that guy, we need to get that guy. I'm so pumped up to have him. I think he's great with kids. I think he's good with football. And I think we're in really, really good hands.
Sure. Would you like to say a few words, Coach?
I'll just say, it's just an honor and a privilege. I take the position very seriously. Football has had an enormous effect on my life. And my goal and my why of why I coach is I want to pass that on to players that play under me. So to have this opportunity, I am beyond grateful. I'm beyond grateful for my wife for allowing me, my kids and my family. It's a big deal to us, and we've already started, and we're ready to go. And the kids are hungry. They want to work. They want to play. They want to win, and they're ready to build. They're ready to build. So again, I appreciate everything, and I look forward to do this for a long time here.
Coach Geffert's wife is a teacher for us at Merkley. He's been a great teacher, and his kids go to our schools, or will go to our schools.
Actually, all four will be
Yeah.
Just make sure you beat Munster.
No pressure.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. I think we covered everything on personnel. That'll take us to comments from the audience. If you'd like to make a comment, you have 3 minutes. You can come up to the lectern, state your name and address. Come on up.
performing 9221 Parkway Drive. I'm not looking for any answers. I'm going to simply make a presentation and let it go at that. If you want to react to it, I'm done, fine. Where are we regarding what I think is going to be a repeat of the operating referendum, which was tried in 2023, and I believe you'll come back and try it in 2025. As we all know, there are no elections in the year 2025 in the state of Indiana. So obviously you'll have to pay for the referendum, and I'm not disputing the cost. I'm going to throw a number on the table. I think that number ought to be about $50,000 to $100,000, which is really a drop in the bucket. But I'm interested in knowing what your interest is. So you're going to answer that question? I have no idea. The advantage for this situation is that the board has the opportunity of choosing the month, the day, etc. Of course, subject to the approval of the Lake County Election Board. I'd like to take this opportunity to throw out a different model. You had a model that occurred in 2023. You may want to repeat the model. I don't know. You're in charge of your own side of the situation. And that was that the board made presentations to an audience, and the audience had a chance to listen and to offer up a couple of questions afterward. I'm not saying that the meeting could have just ended. You could have talked to these people after the meeting. This is my suggestion. I really urge you to do it. Presentation. Now, you can have different forms of presentation before what I'm about to say, but I think the best presentation would be let property owners get in front of a microphone. They will be the presenters. You will be the people in the position to listen and react to the comments that are being made. I cite you two examples. 1982, John Terpstra, president of the board, a person that ruled the school board meeting like you have never seen before unless you saw him in action. I admired him. We didn't always agree, but I admired him. The issue was closing two schools. You talk about controversy. That was big-time controversy. Closing Orchard Park School, a building that had only been open for a few years, and closing Lincoln School. The second major controversy was 2012. Larry Vassar, board president. He and I disagreed on just about everything, but I admired him for his leadership skills. And his issue was, and he took a whole year to answer that question with meetings, etc. But that was the moving of our sixth graders from the elementary schools to the middle school. Now, these situations are very, very common. An audience had a microphone, hundreds of people. We're not talking 5, 10, 15 people, even this audience. It was a huge audience. And people got to that microphone, and some were good presenters, some were average presenters, some were terrible presenters. But we had a chance to get it off our chest. And the board was now answering questions if they felt like it. And given the circumstances with an audience of 200 or 300 people, it's kind of hard to say, well, we're just going to listen. You kind of put into a situation, you need to come up with some answers. Now, obviously, you will decide what you're going to do, and that's your business. But
Thank you.
I'm offering you that suggestion. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I will just make one quick comment that I don't think any discussion is formalized on what the plans are, but in regards to what happened in the past, we absolutely had public feedback at the Lincoln Center for 2 meetings that I know we were at and answered questions. So I appreciate the feedback. I believe we did exactly what you suggested, and clearly it didn't work. So I'm open to other suggestions on how that might work if that goes in the future at some future date or time. All right, anyone else want to get up and have a few words? 3 minutes, state your name and address, please.
Hello, I'm Heather Castle. I'm the branch manager and team librarian, the Highland branch of the Lake County Public Library. Come visit us at 2841 Jewett. School year's almost over. Your busy time is done. Our busy time is going to start. It's summer reading. And it's summer reading for all ages. Starts June 1st. This year, the adventure begins at your library. In fact, on June 1st at 11 a.m., we're actually going to have a woman who had participated in the Iditarod dog race. She's going to have one of her dogs with her and her actual sled. And so that's, yeah. So we're kicking off with that 11 a.m. on June 1st. All you got to do is read. For every hour you read, you earn a raffle ticket, and that raffle ticket can go for prizes such as a Nintendo Switch, a $200 Visa gift card, a $200 GameStop gift card, National Parks Annual Pass,
We have a total of 12 raffle prizes, big raffle prizes that we give out. And we have prizes for every age group. So every age enjoying summer reading and earn raffle tickets. Because we have grandparents who will earn raffle tickets to earn a prize for their grandkids, which is great. For kids and teens, smaller prizes for every, the first 4 hours they read, rail cut ticket for the first hour, a small beach ball adventure is our theme. Third hour, a free book. And for the fourth hour, a little drawstring backpack. I should have brought them because they're really cute. It's a little bee or a bear. Adventure begins at your library for that. Adults, after reading 4 hours, they can earn a coupon for 3 free books from our book sale. And I forgot to mention, listening to audiobooks counts as reading. Librarian says so. So just what? Audiobooks count as reading. Reading to someone else counts for you and the little kid. If you're reading to a 2-year-old, both of you can sign up for summer reading. It's all online again. We don't have it active yet. They can come and see us and we can help you out with that. Yeah, so it's all online. I have a few things, any of you want those. These were actually,
Thank you.
those are our big programs. And then we have monthly calendars as well. Again, we have programs for all age groups. Like teens, welcome to ideas for teens and everything. So, yeah, please come see us.
Thank you. Anyone else? Going on. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll now move on to comments from the board. Ms. Gomez.
Yes, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for coming. It was your last opportunity of the year. I'm sure that you was here to capture greatness one more time. But congratulations to our retirees one more time. I want to say a special shout out, thank you to the people who coordinate the senior walks at the grade school. Those are so fun. I loved it when one of my kids did it, and I loved it when I worked at a grade school. I think it's just, we already talked about that, but it's great for everyone involved, and thank you to Mr. Zuck for coming in tonight.
Thank you.
That is all.
Mr. Kuvo.
Thank you, Mr. President. With comment Mr. Bolbrick made, it leads me to give my, where I stand on this. With the referendum failing, we had to make some decisions. Obviously, we opened the border, and there's an option of surviving or thriving. It's the easiest way to look at it. Right now, in my view, we're surviving, right? We open the borders, bring in additional revenue. We open them again for next year. In my view, I personally would like to go November 24 for a referendum. Because in my belief is we continue the path we're going to surviving, there's going to be some negative consequences to the school town down the road, and I don't like where that's going right now. So I got a little concern about that. But for survival, it is something that has to be done. So I just want everyone to know in the community that's been asking me questions like, what's your view? That's my view as an individual, not as all 5 of us. With that, the 6 retirees, I'm going to say by name because they've got a lot of service. You know, wish Mr. Richardson 48 years, great retirement. Thank you for his service. Ms. Kitchell, 28 years. I'd like to thank her for her service. Ms. Burdine, 37 years. Thank you so much for your service. I'm going to say Amy because I always call her Amy, but Ms. Ogres for 40 years. Mr. Jasick, again, children had him at Southridge for music. And then Mrs. Jansic, 21 years. So I wish them all very well. Mr. Zach, I don't know how long that was, but it didn't seem that long. It was really good. Informational. It's great to hear we're above the averages because we don't want to be average. We want to be above, so thank you. Welcome aboard for coaching. I will see you out at the football fields for sure for the games. Excited to have you in Highland doing the coaching. Your wife's an outstanding teacher, and I'm glad she gave you permission and that you thanked her, because that's always good. It's always a good thing. And for the Library of Highland, thank you for always coming. You know, the solar glasses that you donated and all that, that went over so well too again. Thank you. And students, look forward to seeing seniors June 4th. Keep up the last, what is it, 2 days, 3 days?
3 official days.
3 official days. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep good. Makes Mr. Zach's life a lot easier, and it makes everyone's life a lot easier. So thank you. And have a great Memorial Day in the summer. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Kuba. Mr. Kroll.
First off, thanks, Mr. Zach. I think you're damn close to 5 minutes, so pretty good.
He was under.
Well, until he started counting. But thanks for all you do. Great year. Looking forward to graduation. Welcome, Coach Geffert. You got me fired up. I want to go strap on some pads, do some up downs, run around until I puke. Mrs. Geffert, thank you. Because we know who the real coach is. So, thanks for your service with us, and thanks for letting us use him even more than we're using him already. And thanks to you 4 kids. Four kids, that's a big family.
A lot of fun.
It is. It's a good time. Yeah, it's a good time. Good luck to our teams that are left. Hopefully the girls are kicking some butt at regionals tonight. Boys have it tomorrow for track and field. And good luck to the softball team, the golf team, and the baseball team at sectionals. Congratulations to the HTC on their performance at Shrek. It was phenomenal. Congrats to all of our academic honor recipients. I can't wait to see the last batch of all conference and all state honors. Really excited about the honor we got from PLTW. Could you just remind everybody what we won?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it, or you want me to?
Well, it's a distinguished, they offer distinguished schools for participation. So I think it's above a 90% participation rate for your schools. All 4 elementary schools got it as well. The only reason our middle school didn't get it is because we have to build a bridge with our 6th graders. So the high school, you said it was your first year getting it, right, John? Yes. And then the elementary, they have gotten it in years past, but this year received it as well. So we're building that K-12 PLTW experience, which is great. First down, really good.
And that's great that we're able to extend what we have in the middle school, right? And that's something that 6th grade for the first time is really going to be able to take advantage of this year. So it's really exciting. It's a fantastic program. I did participate my son participated in the Dollars for Scholars. Thanks to all those folks for all that money they raised. Every kid in the room got a bonus scholarship at the very end. They were thrilled. Thanks to our Highland Education Foundation for all that they do for our teachers. Last week was staff appreciation breakfast. They're fantastic. I wanted to thank all the staff for everything that they do across our school town just one more time. I'm not going to say that there was a clear and distinct winner of the breakfast, but the Mario breakfast was kind of cool. Yeah. And then I just want to thank our retirees. Again, I want to list them out individually because I think, given all the years of service, I mean, Dan Richardson, I do want to apologize to Dan Richardson because when I was in high school, he had the displeasure of actually watching me golf. If anybody's seen me golf, I'm terrible. Just flashback 35 years, and it was even worse. So good luck to him in his retirement. Doreen, I'm going to miss you when I go over to Johnson. Good luck to you. Best of luck with your new grandbaby on the way. Hopefully that was public knowledge. Aline, appreciate all that you've done through the years. Amy Ogrins, I've known you since I was in high school again. Wish you the best of luck. Mr. Jasek, you've had all my kids, 6 kids, lots of programs that you've put my kids through, and thanks for all that you've done. And Michelle Janfitz, I won't say it here, but there's a really funny story with 2 of my kids and Michelle Janfitz in a jar of candy at Southridge that may or may not have disappeared. The candy, not the jar. We're going to miss you all. There's so many years of service here. I wish you all long, happy, healthy retirements. And again, as a dad, I just want to take a moment because I'm graduating number 4 this year. And I just want to thank all the teachers throughout the corporation for all that you do. It is so special. It's an honor and a privilege to have children to go to the school. And we have had great success. I had my oldest graduated from college a week ago with his architecture degree. Project Lead the Way really laid the path for him to succeed through college. And I'm really excited to have number 4, William, graduate next week. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And looking forward to as he starts down the medical path at Marquette. So thank you to all the teachers, thank you to all the principals, thank you to our administrators. You guys offer such a great product to those kids that participate. And I can't be more than thankful. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you. All right.
Oh, and happy summer, everybody.
Good. Can't forget that.
Congrats to all the grads.
The downside to going last is everybody already said the things I wrote down. So to seniors, good luck, whether that's going into your career, doing a certification program, trade school, college, higher education, military, whatever is going next. What I am super proud of is hearing all of the numbers that Mr. Zach provided. There was one thing that kept resonating, and I'm sure we'll hear similar on June 4th, is our graduation rate is better than the state average. We kept talking about we're better than the state average, we're better than the state average. And I think it's important that we keep talking about how great of a school district the school town of Highland is, that we continuously do what we need to do to support our students, to help them succeed in what their path is, not the path we've decided for them. So thank you to our staff for doing that work. To our retiring staff, I'm just going to call out a couple, but Ms. Burdine, I've had the pleasure of working alongside you since my kids were in elementary school. I just want to thank you also for your leadership at the union level and having such a positive working relationship with administration and with the members of the teachers union. To Mr. Richardson, 48 years, I think he talked for 47 of those 48 years. Love Mr. Richardson, love the guy to death. We are really going to miss him. My experience with him is as a golf coach, and knowing how much he really cared about his students and athletes. For our remaining athletes, good luck. I think Mr. Kuva mentioned how great of a teacher Ms. Gefford is, and I agree with that, but I'm going to say, Mr. Gefford, you're also a very good teacher. We're just going to call you a coach, and you are a teacher too. So good luck with football. Thank you for deciding that you're basically going to spend all of your time on campus. Also, thank you to the community. Almost $130,000 in scholarships given through Dollars to Scholars. That is just incredible. And for those who aren't aware, not all of those scholarships were for higher education. Some of those were for trade school as well. So that's just an amazing opportunity. And since I did bring up Mr. Richardson and golf, I believe the athletics department has golf outing coming up.
Yeah, June 21st.
June 21st.
Yeah.
So hope to see no injuries this year at the athletic golf outing.
We'll have a designated putter on that group.
And lastly, I will say this, and I apologize, I do not mean to offend. All of the staff appreciation breakfasts were amazing in their own right, but Kat Slosser just killed it with the Mario Party. That was amazing, so I want to make sure that that she is recognized for her and her husband for going well above and beyond and just really put on one heck of a breakfast. Yeah. That was just something else.
The biscuits were fantastic. Where were those at? Johnson? Or was it?
Merkley.
Merkley.
Yeah.
Merkley.
Gravy. Oh, yeah.
Again, thank you everyone. Have a great summer. Be safe. Make good decisions, young people, and those of us that are a little older too. Our next meeting will be June 18th. We're going to finish with signing of official documents. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kuva.
Second.
Mr. Gomez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Procrastinator.